Hello and welcome to another ACY Securities daily report video. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'm going to be host through today's trading journey. In this video, I am looking at what we've seen from the Fed action overnight. Now, so far, Powell has stayed the course. The chairman has been pretty silent on a few other matters as well. So at this stage, he's been silent on the bank capital relief that we've been hearing from Wall Street that have been pushing for this relief to come through. And he's basically declined to answer any questions on relief extensions or even new models for relief. So at this stage, they've been left in the lurch and there's been talk about it coming in the next couple of weeks, but we're still gonna have to wait and see for that side of things. Outside of that, what we did hear from the Fed was they upgraded their outlook, so they are seeing that the economy is improving, but they are not upgrading their projections for rates at this stage. And a quick look at the chart behind me that we can see now is the dot plot. And this showed a pretty interesting factor. Now, last time in December when we had the meeting, we had 5 out of 17 officials who vote on interest rate rises going for that rise at the end of 2023. This time around, we've got 7 out of 17. So that number is slowly increasing, but the date range for when we might see an increase is still the same. The end of 2023, likely in December. Until we start seeing more and more of these officials jumping onto this dot plot, and obviously the dot plot isn't a perfect indicator because we do get changes to staff and all of those sort of things, but at the end of the day, this is probably not a bad place to take as a baseline reference point. Now, if we do start seeing an increase in this number, let's say we get to 10 out of 17 or 12 out of 17 that are looking for that rate rise in 2023, then the chances are that we may even start to see them wanting to increase it earlier. Now, whilst this has been the narrative for the last couple of weeks on us wanting to have earlier rates, it's still a little ways away. Now, looking at what some of the key notes that we saw from the Fed at this point in time, the Fed is expecting inflation to be a bump or a spike and for it to then be short-lived. The spike being something that reaches somewhere in the 2.4% range in 2021, whilst with it slowing down in 2% to 2% in 2022. Now, what we've seen so far, 10 and 30-year yields have softened so far, and it's all been based off the speculation, or at least the talk, of Fed Powell saying that it's not the time to discuss it right now, and that we will be addressing it at some stage in the future, but we're not sure when. Now, essentially, what we're seeing from all of this is the Fed wants to see how hot things can actually get. They are obviously putting the employment side of things at the forefront of what they're looking at, as opposed to the inflationary side. So we are going to be running into a hot US economy for at least a little while to come yet. Now, looking at some of the market action results that we did see, the Aussie dollar and gold and pretty much anything that had a US dollar pair behind it had a bit of a spike going on. Now, in this instance, I've got the gold chart on. You can see that we've pumped up in price already right at the announcement. It is the very large candle that's going on. Same thing on the Aussie dollar, about an 80-90 pip range candle in one move, at least on an hourly chart to sort of take into advice. So looking at some of the other charts that are going on, since then we have had for the Aussie a little bit more with the moving up a little bit further when we've seen good unemployment figures coming out. So those are really the day topics to keep an eye on. Check out all of your US dollar pair charts. They do show you some pretty good, interesting action. You will be very clearly able to see where the Fed action occurred at the early hours this morning. And of course, keep an eye on that for the rest of today, because we may even end up seeing some little bits and pieces from Fed officials throughout the rest of this week. Now, if you have any questions about today's video, then please feel free to get in contact with me. Any of the social media channels above are my contact resume place for you to have a look at. And don't forget to actually check your economic calendar. I've got one on the screen for you now, but do so on your own, just in case there's something there that I haven't put down or I don't see as important that might be important to your own trading. So make sure you check that out. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you can get more great content from me and ACY Securities in the future. Have a great trading day ahead.